Welcome to Math with Mrs. Cox. We are on Chapter 3, Lesson 5, Estimate Quotients. The whole reason for this chapter is to teach you how to do division faster. There's a few tips and tricks you can do to help make division easier, and this is one of them. Estimating quotients. Let's go down here to the story problem. They want us to change 365 to 360 because 360 and 3 are compatible numbers. If you look down the 3 column on your times table chart, you'll see that 336 divided by 3 equals 12. So we're going to use fact families here and just add in a 0 and turn this to 360 divided by 3 is 120. See how we have a similar fact family? There was a 0 here, added a 0 here. Then we can divide mentally so we know that the answer is 120. 120 we can put here, and if we times 120 times 3, we will get 360. All right, let's put this into practice, shall we? Example 2. They want us to divide the dividend to the nearest hundred. This is the dividend, this is the divisor. They also want us to change that divisor so we have something that's a little more compatible. Don't let your mind get blown on this. We're trying to make this division problem easy because right now it doesn't look very fun. So let's change 208 to 200. Bring that down. We're also going to change 8 to another number to make it a little bit easier in life. There we go. And what we learned in the previous chapter, we can take, when we divide, this has a 0 and this has a 0, we can go like that. So now we have 20 divided by 1 equals 20. So the answer is about, always put a treasure chest around that word because you know your life is going to get a lot easier. 20. About means you're going to estimate. All right, guided practice. We're going to estimate that 850 divided by 9. Now together, these numbers are not very nice. So we're going to estimate 850 and turn it into 900 because that's what it rounds up to. Now you can either do rounding or you can do compatible numbers. Here they're saying compatible numbers. 900 is more compatible with 9 because we know 900 divided by 9, which is 9 divided by 9 is 1. Bring over the 2 zeros. That's our mental division. So 850 divided by 9 is about 100. Number 2, we can estimate and also use compatible numbers on this page. They want to see how you do it. So I'm looking right here. It looks like they want me to keep the 8 because they wrote it in for me. So look down the 8th column on your multiplication chart and let's find a number that gets along well with 8. What do you see? Yes, that gets along really well with 8. So we're going to change 635 to 640. 640 divided by 8, well, 64 divided by 8 is 8. Bring the 0 over. Our answer is 80. Number 3, 545 divided by 5. It could be better. Let's make it a little bit better. Let's change it to 500 divided by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Bring the 2 zeros over. 100. I told you this is going to be fun. This is a trick on how to make division easy. I don't want to be stuck here all day doing this problem, and I'm sure you don't want to either. So let's round it. 431 is not compatible with 2. Let's do this. Let's change it to 400 because then I know we can split it in half and make 200. Okay, number 5. We have 374 divided by 9. That's not very fun. So let's look down the 9s column. Do you see something that works a little bit better with 9? That's right. 36 gets along really well with 9, so we're going to change that to 360 divided by 9. So 36 divided by 9 is 4. Then we bring the 0 over. Our answer is 40. Number 6. 395 divided by 4. Let's find something a little more compatible. Let's round that up to 400 because I know that plays really well with 4. 4 divided by 4 is, well, 1. Bring the 2 zeros over. We have 100. And it works out because if you take the answer, the quotient, and we times it by the divisor, we will get the dividend. So we know we did it right. Number 7. Let's see. 660 does not work well with 7. Let's do something wild. Let's change this one. You don't always have to change the dividend. So 660 divided by 6. 66 divided by 6 is 11. Bring the 0 over. You have 110. Sorry, that was kind of crazy there. Number 8. 289 divided by 9. I don't like either of those. Let's change them both. Let's change this to 310. That makes life a lot easier, doesn't it? We can even do our fun little strategy we learned, crossing off a 0. So now we have 30 divided by 1 equals, well, 30, right? Good job. 9. 9, we're going to have an interesting problem. These do not play well together. So let's change both of them. I'm going to change the first one to 480. Then I know that 8 works nice with that, but 9 does not. So I estimated both of these numbers to something I could do in my head mentally easily. These are compatible numbers. They're fact families. They work nice together. 48 divided by 8 is 6. Bring the 0 over. There you go. Number 10, 230 divided by 7. Let's change them both. That seems to be the pattern we're following here. Let's change 230 to 240, and I know that 6 plays a lot nicer with it. 24 divided by 6 equals 4. Bring the 0, and we have a 40. All right, we are still holding with the pattern where they are having us change both the dividend and the divisor. So let's change it to something compatible. Looking at these numbers, I'm actually going to change the divisor to 8, and then 64 works really nice, and we're going to turn it into hundreds. So 640 divided by 8, I rounded 639 to that, rounded 7 to 8, because I know that 64 and 8 are compatible. 64 divided by 8 equals 8. Bring the 0 over. There we go. Number 12. Again, same pattern. We're going to change both of these guys. Let's see. This does not play well together, but 9 as a divisor will play really nice with this number. 36 divided by 9 is, bring the 0 over. Look how fast you guys are doing these. Good job. Okay, number 13. We have this number and this number. This one's really close to 600. Then that way I don't have to change the divisors. I can make it work well together. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. Bring the zeros over. 100. All right, there's your page 185. Join me on the next one. A grocery store employee puts 8 bagels in each bag. If she has 385 bagels, about how many bags does she need? Okay, put a treasure chest around this because that means your work just got cut in half. We have this number and this number we're dividing. So let's estimate or find some compatible numbers to make our lives easier. I know that this number will work better with 8. If you look down the eighths category on your times table sheet, you'll see that 40 is there, and 40 divided by 8 equals 5. Bring the 0 over. We're going to need 50 bags to put those bagels in. Number 15, a student email to troops contains 250 characters. Characters is another word for letters and numbers. The foreign line email contains the same number of characters in each line. About how many characters were on each line? Show how you estimated. One question mark, we have to show our work. We're dividing that number by that number. Let's find something a little more compatible, because there isn't anything down the 4 category that has a 25, but there is a, well, let's change it to 240, shall we? Because 24 works a little bit nicer. 240 divided by 4 equals 6. Bring the 0 over. 60. So each line is going to have 60 characters. Not Disney characters. Characters, there's another word for numbers and letters. Janny drives 290 miles in 5 hours. About how many miles does she drive each hour? Kind of erased. Need to erase that so I can see my answer. My problem. 290 in 5 hours. We're doing about. So that's about what we need to do. I forgot to cross that one up too. So 290 does not play well with 5. Let's round it up to 300. 30 plays really nice with 5. 30 divided by 5 is 6. Bring the 0 over. It's going to be 60 miles in each hour. Okay, number 17, write a division problem. Show 2 different ways you can estimate. Okay, using compatible numbers. Which one is best? Explain. All right, let's randomly choose some crazy number. Let's make sure it's kind of ugly, so we want to change it to rounding. Let's do, I don't know, let's do 126 divided by 45. Okay, that's going to be kind of a booger of a problem. But I can round it. I can round 126 to about 120. And I can round 45 to about 40. Because I know 12 and 4 get along really well together. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And because I'm doing division and I can cross off a 0, 3 is my answer. So here's my first example. Now there's another way you can estimate these numbers. Let's say we're going to estimate this to 100 and this to 50. It's not very precise, but that's okay because we're still estimating. And we know that 100 divided by 50 is dividing it right in half, so there's going to be 2 left over. If you wanted to get technical, you could cross off a 0, because then you would have 10 divided by 5. We know the answer is 2, right? So there's our first problem that we estimated. Second one. Now, which one do you like best? Now, this is where you add your opinion. I'm going to tell you my opinion. I like this one best because it's more precise. It's a little bit closer in numbers here, so this answer is a little bit closer to what this answer may be. You decide, though, because it's your opinion. Number 18, why is it important to know how to estimate quotients? Give 2 reasons. It's important to know because, number 1, you don't always need an exact answer. Especially when it says about. Second reason, estimates help you know if your answer is reasonable. Reasonable means it's close, precise. All right, friends, join me on the homework.